In this video, I'm going to explain the use of some tools and some menus that we have in this application. So pay attention carefully. Now, if you are to go back to your home landing page, your home menu, what you simply do is you tap on the first button on the left down side of the screen. You see three circles that are placed together that forms that icon. You tap on the first icon there, it will give you this particular page. If there are work you have done and saved on your phone or your storage before, you go to my project, you see them, they are stored in your app. If you want to pick a default menu, you click on this default menu. This is what you have. Other pages are here available you can use for your graphic design. That is if you want to use them. Then the next menu is this A menu. You call it the test menu. The icon that represented the test menu is this A icon. You tap on the A icon. You can see the various buttons or tools that are used to apply formatting effects to your text. You can edit your text, choose a style. You can delete this text. Like I'm having the text box now, I can tap on delete, it is gone. You are not seeing those menus again because there is no text on the page. Then let me Ctrl Z. I'll reverse back the last action now. You see copy. If I tap on copy now, it will duplicate my text. If I want to be using this text box for all my write-ups, I can tap on copy, edit again, tap on copy, edit again, like that to form my text. If I don't want to go through the process of inserting text box through the menu or through the plus sign menu at the top left corner. So that is that. If one text is covering the other text, for instance, if I place right up here, I'll type Nigeria for instance. Okay, let me apply. Let me apply a font we can see. Then I'll now come and type FCT for instance. You tap OK, you expand it. Now we apply color to this one so that they will be different. Then under style I can bold it, okay. Now you can see, okay, let me apply the same font but different color now. You can see that FCT is covering the write-up Nigeria right now. If I want this text FCT to go behind the Nigerian write-up, that text Nigeria, I will tap on back. I'll tap on to back. The one at the front will go to back of the text that you are seeing at the front now. If I want to send the Nigeria text here to the back, I can tap on Nigeria and click to back. If I want to bring it to the top, I'll tap on to front. It will be at the top of this other text. That is what you use those tools for. Then you have position. Position means where you want to place your text. Now this text is placed on another text. If for instance I want to move it and maybe dragging it, I can't get the setting that I want very well, what do? You go to position. Position will give you the opportunity to move your text to the left hand side, to the right hand side, to the downside, or that is downward or upward direction. You can move your text to the left direction, right direction, upward or downward direction using these tools. And the movement per time, the distance it moves per time can be controlled by the px you have here. You have 9 ps. If I reduce it now, when I'm moving the text, it will be moving very small. If I increase it and I'm moving the text, you can see it's jumping. If you increase it, it move faster. So you can set this to maybe 9 or 10, so that when you are moving your test, you will be able to control the location you want. It's not only applicable to test, it also work with objects, shapes, pictures. So there are times you may be working with small size object or pictures. This command is very useful, it's very important for you. So you use the position command or position 2 to move your text or object around the page. Now, relative position now. When the text is selected like this one does not give you the opportunity to move small. If I tap top left, it will go to the left. If I tap right, it will go to the right. If I tap center, it will be at the center. That is horizontally, from side to side. That first row will give you the movement. If I want it to be at the center of the page from top to down, I'll tap the down middle button. If I want it at the top but left corner now, I'll first of all tap the first arrow going upward, then tap the arrow going to the left hand side. If I want it down the right hand side, I will first of all go to the right, then come down to this direction. You can see how all these are used. Then you mark OK. You have your text in position. You have the text size. Here you can increase font size by clicking the plus, or reduce font size by clicking minus. Or you drag here, you drag the bar to increase or reduce your text. That is okay. Then you have padding. You have right padding and you have left padding. Now you can see the text now has the allowance in the frame. When you reduce it to minus, you reduce this one to minus. The end that started this right up now is no longer visible. So you use padding to control this. In case you have challenges like that where you type text and it's no longer displaying the full spelling, go to padding and check something is not okay. So that is that. Then the next thing is color. You go to color. You can choose any color for your text. These are solid colors. You can choose them or tap on the plus sign to select any color from here. You can mix up your color from this place or choose any color. You can move it here. As you are moving it, you can see the difference you see up here in that cycle. You tap OK, it will give you the color that you have chosen, but that cannot go on that background. So you can make use of something that is yellowish. Then there's gradient. Gradient will help you to apply two or more colors that fade into each other to one particular text, even to your background or object. For instance, if I choose FCT and I go to gradient, I can apply this to it. Now you cannot see the color of this text is yellow. You cannot see the color of the text is orange or red. That is what gradient does for you. Okay, we have made use of texture before. Texture is used to bring in already designed picture or downloaded picture in your phone or in your storage to be used as the color for your text. You can import already downloaded image or background to be used as your text color when you tap on this texture button. Now, opacity. Opacity, when you tap on opacity, you use it to fade off a text or object. When I reduce the opacity from 100, you begin to see that, or you notice that the text is fading into the background. At a point, you can no longer see it or read it anymore. So the opacity determines the sharpness or visibility of your text or how faded the text can be. Then you can go to the next one, says rotation. You tap on rotation. When I move like this, you see the direction of rotation of the text. When I move downward, you see the direction of rotation of the text. So you can click OK. We have rotated our text to this direction. Now, what's next? The next thing there is mask. Mask is used for editing, like to cut off some part of this write-up. For instance, you use mask. In our design, as we continue to progress, I'll apply the use for mask for us to see. Then we have applied color, font and style. Style can help you to underline text, can help you to italicize text. That's if you want to. Then if you want to remove them, you tap on that T that is crossed. You can bold your text by tapping on B. I will italicize, you will underline. Then you have the curve. Let's apply curve to the Nigeria text. You click, you can see this is what this curve can do for you in your text. Then the background here, you can apply background to your text. When you want to apply background to your text, the background is going to fill up the text box, not your text. The text box in which you are having this write-up or this alphabet inside now will be filled with a background. So tap on background, enable this button. You can see it's given to it already. You can choose any background that you like. You can choose any background. But when you see this background is too big compared to what we have. If the text is straight, it will not be like this. And if the text is straight and you still have it like this, what you simply do is this. Go back to that padding and adjust it. You have the shape that you want for your text. You are not supposed to apply too much of a background to your text when you are filling the wrap, the text box. So I don't want that for now. So alignment can help you to put your text to center, left or right, especially when you type text that are more than 2 or more lines. You can justify them, align them to left, right or center. Then you have the spacing in between text horizontally, then spacing between lines. One line or a paragraph to the next one, you can close the space. I've done that in one video. Now I will apply this spacing now for you to see how we can scatter the text to make it wider. You can see the write-up are no longer compacted. They are spaced, but you can reduce it like this and even close it more. So this is where you control this. It must not, your text must not be curved in this direction. As we continue in our design, I'm going to use this very well because most of the flyer that you design, you will see this effect on them. Sometimes you think maybe they are pressing space bar to give that space. No, there is a button that can do that for you. The stroke is used to apply outline to your text, while shadow is used to apply shadow to your text. There is inner shadow and outer shadow. Then you have the emboss. The emboss is used to give that kind of curved edge and a curved surface to your text. Perspective is used to adjust the edge of your text. You can give it a slimmer top and a wider downside, or a wider downside and a slimmer top. Most of these we are going to be using them as we proceed. Then you have the shadow, 3D shadow. You see the shadow at the bottom. Reflection, if you enable it, it will reflect the same text that you have on the page as shadow. So that is that for the A menu. All the tools that you need to use when working with text can be found under this A menu. I've talked about the home menu. I've talked about the A menu. In the next video, we'll talk about the remaining 3 menus that we have here. We'll talk about the remaining 3 menus at the bottom here before we proceed to the top of the menu.